Thank you all for being on time and joining us today. And thank you for making time out of your busy schedule to be here with us. So my name is Omowumi Victoria Samson, and I welcome you to today's Launch and Learn session. So Launch and Learn is something we do every 2 weeks, and it is an avenue that we create to actually broaden each other's horizon and share knowledge. So basically we focus, or better still, we treat topics that are related to digital transformation as well as business growth. So today we are going to be treating a very interesting topic. So I'll be the facilitator for today's session, of course. And we will be talking about how you can use lead magnets to generate website traffic and grow your revenue. So it is going to be very insightful. So I urge you all to really pay attention and stick around until the very the very end of the session. So yeah, thank you. So let's get right into it. Okay, so first off, I'd like to show you what we'll be treating today. So we'll be talking about lead generation. We'll be talking about the different types of lead generation strategies that we have. I will also talk about lead magnets, which is the main focus of today's session, of course, and also the types of lead magnets that we have, the types, and also tips on how to create lead magnets. So there are a lot of things that I'll be covering today, but this is just like the major things that we will talk about. So yeah, all right, so if you take a look at the title, you're going to see that the keyword there is lead. So before I get right into talking about lead generation or lead magnets or what they are, I would really like us to know what a lead is. So a lead is a person who has an interest in a company's product or service. So first off, I want you to know that there is actually a very big difference between a lead and your target audience, because somehow you might think, oh, a lead might generally mean someone who's interested and someone who qualifies for the category of people that I sell for, that's my target audience or something like that. But a lead is actually much more qualified than your target audience, because when we talk about target audience, we are actually making it broad. And when it comes to marketing, you want to narrow it down so that you can focus all your marketing efforts on people who will eventually buy from you. So like I said, a lead is a person who has an interest in a company's product or service. So let's say you sell let's say you sell you have an accessory store, and then you sell basically female accessories. So of course, you know already that your target audience or your market is the female gender. So, but then for that person to qualify as a lead, that person must be someone who has an interest in accessorizing. And we all know that not every lady accessorizes. So not every lady is interested in accessorizing or having any of that. So that means your lead is automatically really not every lady, right? So it has to be someone who is interested in what you already sell. So I've talked about lead. Now I would like to get into what lead generation is. Now that you have an idea of what a lead is or who a lead is, so I think it's best to just tell you what lead generation is. So it is the process of attracting prospects and converting them into someone who has an interest in your company's product or end services. So basically what this is trying to say is that, okay, fine. You have your target audience already, right? And then you already identify your lead as someone who's interested in buying what you sell, which is your maybe bracelet from your store, a female who's interested in accessorizing. So you might say, how do you generate this lead? But for that person to qualify from being just a target audience to being a lead, you need to take them through a process. So that process is something that you have to do to attract them. Like, what do you do to attract your target audience? So there are a lot of things that has to be put into consideration, because it is not enough to just identify your audience. It is very important that you know how to convert them into lead. And from converting them into lead, it is very important for you to also know that you have to convert them into paying customers. So it is like a funnel and it's like a journey. So you need to know how to take your customers through this journey. And you need to understand that at every stage of your marketing efforts, you have to always have it at the back of your mind that you must not assume that you have won the customer over or you already have them in your pipeline. So, oh, I already have their email, I already have like a connection with them, so automatically they will eventually buy from you. It doesn't always work like that. So, yeah, why is lead generation so important? So, if you take a look at how customers' journey is online lately, it is very hard to actually grab or gain the attention of online users. Like, it is very hard because first off, there are a lot of resources to digest online. There are a lot of things distracting people online. People are more interested in seeing funny videos, interesting stuff, and all of that. And you are here trying to pitch your business or trying to get your customer to notice you or notice what you sell. So it is very important that you know how to do this very, very well. So acquiring leads is actually one of the main objectives of any business. I mean, I'm not in business to just show off what I have to sell. The most important thing is for me to get people who are interested in what I sell to eventually notice me and buy from me. So if you take a look at how companies operate now when it comes to marketing, of course, they actually dedicate a very large amount of resources and budgets into generating and acquiring leads and customers online. And the truth is, if your prospects are not ready to buy what you're selling, you'll find it very difficult to make sales. So this has to do with when I was talking about having your target audience identified and thinking that, oh, since I have them identified, I can just continue to market with them. If you're not enticing them like you should, it will be very hard for them to like become leads. And how do they become leads? So like I said, if you're not selling to them like you should, or if you're not enticing them or attracting them like you should, it'll be very, very hard to sell to them. And this happens when you identify your target audience and then you assume that, oh, this is my target audience, and automatically they will buy from you. But not knowing that, first of all, you're not the only one in this market, you're not the only one in your industry doing the same thing that you do. So it is very important to make sure that you get them to be interested in what you do, what you have to offer. We have a lot of people who have this same thing that you do. Let's say, okay, let me continue using the accessory store as an example. So we have a lot of online vendors that sell earrings, that sell bracelets, or what have you. And I can choose to buy from whoever I want to buy from. But how do you make me interested in your own products, your own earrings? How do you make me believe that, oh, there is value in buying from you? How do you entice me? How do you like grab my attention to like stick to your brand and be loyal to your brand? So that's why it is very important for you to apply some of the strategies that has to do with lead generation. So on an average, basically, visitors stay on a website for no more than 15 seconds, and most of them never come back again. So it is very important for you to know that in the process of trying to generate your lead, you also stay connected to them. So we all have our different online behaviors. Like some people don't even have that patience at all to digest stuff online. They just scroll through and then they're out. So this is why there are some brands that just show you like a pop-up of a newsletter, or maybe when you're trying to exit the page, it's more like an exit intent prompt. So you just see a pop-up. Of course, if there's something catchy about that pop-up, you're definitely going to sign up and drop your email. I'll break that down subsequently, but for now, let me just touch base on that. So you're definitely going to drop your email with them because first off, you did not really pay attention to their content. You just scroll through and you just want to go out because maybe you really did not see something that really grabbed your attention on the website. So what happens is, for them as a brand, it is important that they stay connected to you in order to be able to market other products and services. And sometimes we always don't have everything that we have to offer online. So it is important that we have other means of communicating with our audience so that we can stay in constant connection and communication with them. And it is also very good for the brand because at some point, that person might eventually buy from you if that person is a qualified lead. So I will tell you more about qualified leads. Okay, so like I said, there are different types of lead generation strategies that you can employ when you want to like get leads for what you sell or what you have to offer as a brand, as a business, or as a company. So we have the blogging one as an example. So I told you that people ordinarily, like naturally, don't stay more than 15 seconds on a website, according to research, of course. So let's say I already give an instance. I come on a website, I don't stay for long, and boom, I'm out. So how do you stay connected to me? So that's why some people have like a blog post, a blog page on their website, or yeah, where they always dish out insightful and helpful tips on how to do this or how to do that relating to their niche. It is very important that you understand your niche, and when you want to adopt the lead generation strategy that has to do with the blogging aspect, you understand that every content you dish out on your blog post has to do with your niche, of course. So you need to position yourself as an expert in your field. You need to position yourself as someone who has very vast knowledge about their area of specialization. And also you need to position yourself as someone who has the best interest of your audience at heart. So it is very important that you always give value in your blog post. And I'm very sure that a lot of marketers, whether you're into SEO, whether you're into digital marketing or whatever, I'm sure you might have at some point or another come across a blog post by Neil Patel. So he is actually more like an SEO expert and a digital marketing strategist. So he is always giving out insightful content and all of that. So with a very, very good SEO practice on your webpage and your URL and all of that, I am sure you all know that Google is going to make your content rank very high, so people will get to find you. So he is constantly adopting all of the best practices, and he is always dishing out content that are helpful to his audience. And if you come to, let's say you search something, maybe SEO best practices, and then somehow you find yourself on his page, next time again you browse something that has to do with digital marketing and somehow you find yourself on his page, that's because he is constantly dishing out insightful stuff and helpful tips. So from there you get to notice him, right? And then from there, you might either just specifically always enter his name just to like get his blog post. You can enter his URL to just go to his blog page and then read content and all of that. Or, like I said, with the SEO best practices adopted, he always like ranks high, so you always get to see him. So that's a very good way to stay connected to your audience. And on his page, he has like a newsletter sign up thing, which is always there. So after you leave his blog post, there is no guarantee that you might ever come back, right? So there is no guarantee that you might ever come back as a site visitor. So the best thing is to just look for other opportunities or other ways to like stay connected to you. So that's where the newsletter thing comes into play. So with the newsletter, you can stay connected to them. But today's focus is majorly on this newsletter, but in a more effective way, like how you can effectively do that to get more signups, right? So we're going to get into that subsequently. So like I said, with the newsletter thing on his website, you get to like drop your email address if you think, oh, you want to really, really get more insightful content from him. You can drop your email address and your name. Yeah. So it's after this that we get to see the whole email marketing strategy being displayed. So this is how he just gets to like nurture you and turn you, his site visitor, into a paying customer by dishing out value in his newsletter content and also making you see reasons why you should probably sign up for a course from him. Yeah. So you can also use social media marketing as your lead generation strategy. So it is very, very important that you understand where your target audience is more active on the social. So there are some people who have more of their target audience on LinkedIn, some people on Instagram, some people have their target audience on Facebook, some people have their target audience on Twitter. So it all depends on you. All depends on what you sell. It all depends on your audience. So you have to first off identify where they are most active, and you can now pour all your social media marketing efforts there and make sure that you entice them with different values, maybe a freebie, maybe a coupon, like a discount code or something, or maybe like quiz to just get them engaged and all of that. So that's another strategy. So we also have the networking. In this situation, you can either participate in networking events, you can join webinars, just connect with people in your niche, connect with people who are more to patronize your business. And from there, you can apply some of these strategies that I've talked about. And then we have the coupons. Yeah, this is where you like, this is an opportunity for you to like just give free value. Sorry, I said free value. To give discounts to your audience or customers. So this is another way to entice them. This can come in different forms, of course. You can either send, you can use a code by sending it to their email. It can be on your website. you can also advertise about that on your social media platform. Then we have the live events and seminars. This one is always more like a free masterclass where you get people in the door. It's just an opportunity to get people in the door, and then they come on your events, maybe your webinar or your masterclass, and then they get to learn more from you. You give them value for free, something that they have to ordinarily pay for, but you're giving it to them for free, and they are really getting value for what they have signed up for free, of course. But then here's an opportunity. Here's where you get to like sell yourself as a brand, sell the value that your brand has to offer, sell your expertise, and sell different things that can actually make them trust you as a brand and want to patronize you. And then we have the website landing pages. So this can be integrated with the newsletter. So this is more like the main focus. So don't let me talk much about it. So let's get to the next one. So yeah, I said earlier that one of the strategies of lead generation is the newsletter sign up section that you always see on the website. So this is just, first, let me define what a newsletter is. So it is a tool that is used by businesses and organizations to share relevant and valuable information with their network of customers and prospects. So it can either be like a printed report or like an electronic report. But nowadays, of course, we know we do more of electronic related things online. So it's definitely going to be an electronic report. So what companies do with this is that they sell themselves as a brand. They show off the different activities, the different services that they have to offer in their email newsletter. So they send this to their subscribers. And how do they get the subscribers? They get them either via the social, they get them. Yeah, you can get them via your social media, of course. But majorly people get subscribers on their website. So when you have a website, you just have a section on your website, or it might even be like a prompt that pops up, and then you can ask your site visitors to like subscribe and join your newsletter. Yeah. So, but then there is something about this that doesn't really help your marketing efforts to be very, very effective. And that is, people don't really see reason why they should just drop their email address and their name when you say join my newsletter. I mean, join my newsletter so you can spam my email inbox with numerous messages and stuff that I don't even know if it's going to be relevant or not. I mean, sometimes I tell myself, like, I think I have signed up for enough newsletters to last me in lifetimes. I don't need you to like come and bombard me with more emails. So, but it works when I see a website that says something like, sign up to get free tips on how to do this. Sign up to get free tips on how to build a website. Sign up to get free tips on how to make a website responsive. Sign up to do this and all of that. To download ebook, to get a free video on how to do this. It works, especially because it's so hard for me to just find myself on the website, of course. So I intentionally typed something into the Google search engine, and then it showed me different results. And for a reason, I clicked on your own website and I am here. That means already you have something that I want. So it now depends on how you pitch this to me on your website. And like I said earlier, people really don't stay for so long on websites. So I'm here already means you have something that I want. But maybe I'm not patient enough to really digest everything that you have to offer on your website. Or I'm just like, I think I can get better from somewhere else. And then I log out. I get out of your website and then I go on another website. So here's the thing, how do you stay connected to me after I must have left your website? Because chances are I might never come back again, or I might not even have any reason to even want to like enter your website again. So how do you stay connected to me? Because to some extent, I qualify as your target audience. So this is how you get to like identify if I am your lead or if I am not. So when I see something like join my newsletter, I might be like, okay, the same thing that came to my head earlier, like, why should I drop my email just so you can spam my inbox with? So I might not drop. And the truth is, it doesn't really work on me when I see join my newsletter. Like I hardly drop my email address because yeah. So, but when I see something that has to do with offering me a value, maybe a free tip or how to do this or how to do that, it works on me like a whole lot of time. And after doing that, you get messages from them about marketing their stuff, like their products and services. And at some point, even if you do not patronize them right away, you might end up patronizing them. Like the chances are so high. So let's take, for example, here where they say join my newsletter. I, as a web project manager, might just be like, okay, I want to search for the latest web designs or the latest web layout because I probably want to pitch it to a client or I want to show it to a client, not because I am a designer or because it's just part of my work to be able to present my clients with the a top-notch and world-class website. So of course, from every now and then I would need like inspiration. So I'll type into the Google search engine trends about latest trends on web design, web layout, and all. And then maybe I find myself on a particular website that answers this question. And the same thing applies for a web designer, like a product designer. That's his work. So from time to time, he will also need like an inspiration. And then he types the same thing into the search engine and he finds himself on the same website where I am. So the thing is, we both do different things. As the web project manager and as the web designer, we both do different things, but we work hand in hand, of course. So let's say this website that we are on are actually more of an SEO-centric service provider, like they dish out content basically on SEO. And we know that another way that you can make your website SEO friendly is for it to be mobile responsive, for it to have the layout that suits the purposes and all of that. So they can actually create a content like that. It's even like an opportunity for them to reach a broader audience. That's the web design market, right? So, but then they major in SEO content. So let's say while on the page, they just say, join my newsletter. I might not drop my email address. The web designer might not drop his email address, or we might drop our email addresses when we see this. It just works either ways. Not like when you put it in my newsletter, it doesn't work. It works, but then sometimes it's just like, to be more effective, you need to add a free value attached to it so you can get more signups. So let's say I now drop my email address and then the web designer also drops his email address. And then it happens that they do more of SEO related stuff. When they send newsletters like this to the web designer, it's not going to be he's not going to bother to open it because it's not his headache. Like, okay, maybe they send something that has to do with SEO friendly, how to make your site SEO friendly. Let's say they have something like that in their newsletter and then they send it to you. The web designer will be like, this is not really my headache, so I don't have to worry myself about that. But as a web project manager, it is something that I'll be interested in. So I'll definitely want to know more about it. So imagine more and more web designers come on their website because of that content about website layout. And then they sign up for their newsletter, and then they realize that it is more of an SEO company. At the end of the day, these guys are not going to patronize them or turn into paying customers. Why? Because they are not really their target audience. So they are not really tailoring this newsletter thing to entice their qualified leads. So the kind of leads they are getting, of course, this person is interested in what you displayed on your website, which is layouts and website design layout and all of that. But this person is not a qualified lead because he is not really, his role as a web designer is not really about making websites SEO friendly and all of that. So he's not a qualified lead. So the fact that I'm your website doesn't really qualify me as your lead because I might eventually not buy from you. So it is important that you learn to like tailor your newsletter to address, to speak directly to the people you want to sell to. So let me go to the next slide. This is where the bait comes in. All right, so I said it is important to like add like a value to your newsletter signups so that you can get, it's not just about getting more signups, because you have to understand that when it comes to marketing, you need to go for quality over quantity at all times. You need to go for quantity. Why do I keep saying that? You need to go for quality over quantity at all times. So this is because you are definitely going to have a marketing budget. When you're trying to sell to your audience, when you're trying to market to them, you're going to have a marketing budget. So it is very important that you're not just marketing to everybody, that you're not just marketing to people who might not end up buying from you. It's going to affect your ROI in the long run. So it is important that you do everything that will help you boost your ROI. And that is why you need to attract only quality leads to your email database. Populate your email pipeline with people who will eventually buy from you, people who have like an interest in what you sell. So it is your job as a brand to know how you are going to communicate this on your website so that you end up enticing just people who will buy from you. And how do you entice them? You need to have like a bait. And this bait can come in the form of a lead magnet. Yeah. So like a free value, basically. So when we talk about free value, I am sure you have come across pages where you see sign up for free, where you see freebies, maybe they are giving out discounts. Could be that you have to play a game or like a quiz or something to get this freebies or all of that. So one thing that all of these have in common, like sign-ups, freebies, and premiums, is that they all have free value in common. And the point is to actually drive qualified leads to your email database. So I talked about having just qualified leads in your email database. I mean, quality over quantity at all times. This will help you boost your ROI because you don't just want to market to everybody. You want to like market to people who will eventually buy from you. So you have to always at all times ensure that your marketing efforts are tailored towards people who buy from you and not people who will just end up wasting your time and reading your email and not buying or making any purchase. So think about it. Why would you give your email address away for nothing? I have addressed this earlier. I mean, for me personally, it doesn't work for me. I don't drop my email address, especially when I know that it's just another newsletter sign up. I mean, there should be so much more for me to like, you need to like entice me and make sure that, and it's not just about getting my email address at the end of the day, because after you get my email address, you still have a lot of work to do. So it is very important that you are not just putting in all of that work into marketing to people who might not end up buying from you. So at all times, you need to filter through your audience. You need to make sure that these people are actually people who will buy from you. You don't want time wasters at all as a business owner. So let's talk about the magnets. So like I said, this is more like the main focus of today's session. So I'll be talking about what they are. I'll be talking about their role in business growth. I'll be talking about how to create them. I will also talk about how they can help you increase conversions, how they help to turn subscribers into paying customers, and also real life examples of lead magnets. And if you've been paying attention, I have actually touched all of this like bit by bit. And so lead magnets is something that I love to call bribe to subscribe. And the reason is because it is very important, like I said, to entice your audience. Because if you're looking to be very, very successful online, you're looking to be very successful at acquiring customers online. I mean, customers really are people who are online and surfing the internet and all of that, and they don't have patience per se. So you need to really know how, like the best way to entice them. This will help you to get their attention and then stay connected to them, because once you get their attention, they will easily drop their email address with you. And once they drop their email address with you, helps you to stay connected to them. This way you get to consistently and smartly market to them. So once you build your email list, you need to also know that it is very important to market to them the right way. But before we get into that, I've already said this, the best and effective way to build your email list and populate your email pipeline with people who will eventually buy from you is for you to use a lead magnet. You need to entice them. You need to understand that. You don't want to just populate your email database with everybody, right? So not everyone in your target audience is a qualified lead. So, all right, so what is lead magnet? I would like you all to really understand this before I start talking about the how and the why and the examples. So a lead magnet is an offer that you can promote to prospective customers in exchange for their email address. And you can use a form. And this form can either contain fields that request for just the name, just the first name, and then the email address. But sometimes it is very, very important to ask for more than that, because depending on what you do, depending on the service that you render as a business, you might need to know more about their industry and their role. This will help you to like segment your data when you have them. Yeah. So because you don't just want to market to everybody. Like, I can't stress this enough. It is very important that you narrow down your marketing efforts to the specific people who are qualified and will eventually buy from you. So let's say I have okay, let's say I have a store and I sell beers, but then I sell for both male and female. Of course, if I am going to have my lead magnets, something that will entice my audience, I'll definitely need more than their email address. I would need something like their gender. This will help me know that, okay, I'll be able to segment them. The female would be in a separate place, the male would be in a separate place, so that when I send my email newsletter, I am not bombarding them with female wares when I should be bombarding them with male wares. And I am not bombarding the female with male wares when I should be bombarding them with. And sorry, I use the word bombard. Don't be pushy when you're trying to like market to your audience. So yeah. So depending on what you sell as a brand, it's very important that you know when to add more than just a field that requests for email address and the name. So you need to know when to like request for industry or gender or age range, or age range basically. So newsletter versus lead magnet. So if you have been following, you will realize that I said something about saying join my newsletter isn't really an effective way of building your email database. But when you have a free value attached, when you have something enticing attached, you can easily get them to drop their email. And this is the comparison that I want to make now. So let's see. And the best way to go about the comparison is to use the A/B testing, of course. So A/B testing is essentially an experiment where two or more variants of a page are shown to users at random, and statistical analysis is used to determine which variation performs better for a given conversation. So if this definition is not clear enough, I believe the next slide is going to give you a pictorial representation of what I am trying to say here. Basically, the A/B testing is just a comparison between like two variants. So you just want to compare and then experiment to see which one performs better. Is it this A or is it B? So yeah, it helps you on the long run with your decision making. So here is the A/B test that was done. This was done on a blog. And if you see this clearly, if you take a look at this, the A is when the site owner said, join my newsletter. And here, he did not say any other thing apart from join my newsletter. There is nothing enticing. It is just another join my newsletter message. So, of course, people are going to drop their email. Remember the other time I said, I may or I may not drop my email address. It depends on the person, right? So 68 people dropped their email address here. If you take a look at this place where my cursor is, so you can see that's the conversion. The conversion rate is 1.36%. Now, when he used a lead magnet, which reads transform your habits, depending on what the blog is about, of course, he has more conversions, 3.78 conversion rate. And that's 199 people who dropped their email address. That's way above half of the people who initially signed up. Yeah. So that's to show you how effective it is when you actually add value to your newsletter. So it's not just you asking for them to drop their email address so you can send emails to them and all of that, but it is you saying, I want to give you this thing for free. All you have to do to receive it is to drop your email address so that I can send it to you. It's more like, oh, you having their best interest at that, because at the end of the day, if you even take a look at how the email is going to be drafted, it will be so personalized because there is a way they do it. So it will even say hi and call your first name, Omowumi. So it will look as if, oh, this person is really sending this thing you personally, so to make you feel somewhat special. So now let's talk about the 6 types of lead magnets. Of course, the previous slide already shows you that it is very advisable to use the lead magnets as against using just join my newsletter world on your website. So I would like to show you more examples, the different types of lead magnets that we have. We actually have like a whole lot, more than 6, but the sake of this session, I just decided to go with 6 types. We have the ebook, we have the training videos, which is like a webinar or like a podcast or masterclass. And then we have the free trial. Then we have the coupon/discount codes. Then we have the cheat sheet, and then we have widgets. Like I said, we have more than this. We have the quizzes as well. We have quite a number of them. So I just want to address and treat these 6. Okay, so I'll be breaking them down one after the other. So this is an example of a website that uses an ebook to get the email of their target audience. So if you take a look at this very well, this is actually something we did for one of our clients at Futuresoft. So if you take a look at this very well, it is requiring more than just your name and email address. And earlier I said something about having more than 1 field or more than 2 fields, of course, when you are trying to get depending on your industry, you sometimes need more than 2 fields. So sometimes you need the industry, sometimes you need in this case, they also need the country, they also need the size of the organization and all of that. So this, you just have to understand your industry, you have to understand your niche, and you have to understand what you do. So it's not that, oh, this brand is doing this, let me to add this to my own. No, doesn't mean it's working for this person means it work for you. Or it doesn't mean because this person did it this way, you should also do it that way. I mean, you guys are in different industries, and yeah, not the same thing applies to all of you. So let's get to the next one. Okay, yeah, sorry. So the ebook is actually one of the best ways to generate leads for your business. So when you create an ebook, it is like near top of the list for when you're talking about lead magnets, and because it is so hard for you to go on any website and not see their lead magnet as being sign up to get our ebook or to download our ebook or to get it sent straight into your inbox or something like that. So it's more like the go-to lead magnet for brands now. And that's because it is even easy to create an ebook if you have been creating resources in the past. For example, this slides that I have for this session, for this presentation, I can convert it into an ebook and then send to my prospects. I send my upload on my website or something, because I have like a lot of insightful content that I want to share with you. So I can just compile it. So it is very easy to create. If you've created blog posts in the past, you can easily just convert it into an ebook. Just compile, and yeah, you can add more content to it to just make it a little bit bulky, but you don't want it to be too much, like, because information digestion for some people is not the same as it is for some people. So it is best to just be on the safe side and make sure that it's not too much and it's not so small that you're not really covering other things that you should be covering. So yeah, ebook is always like the go-to lead magnet for brands now. And like I said, it's because it's so easy to create. You can just convert your blog, or if you've done like a training before and you have your slides, you can just convert that into an ebook and then send to your target audience. So the second example of lead magnets that I would like to talk about is the widget. So they are more like a built-in tool. So it's something that you can actually integrate into your website, right? So by doing that, you can actually offer your customers a customized experience. If you take a look at this example that I have on the left, it is something that says get a free page audit. So here you enter your domain name and here you enter your email address. So what happens here is that this website, maybe this brand that put this on their website, it's more like a web development agency, something like that. So they have this integrated on their website, and it offers their audience like an opportunity to also get an audit of their own page, right? So if I come on your page and I happen to have a website, of course, I might want to like get this free audit to know how my website is performing or something, right? And this is also like a great opportunity for you as a brand, because now you have my email address and I am more like a qualified lead, because I have a website, and at some point I might need like a maintenance, an upgrade or something, and I'll be like, oh, and remember, after getting my email address, it doesn't mean it stops there or it ends there. It means you get to like stay in constant communication with me. You send me newsletters and all. So everything now boils down to how you do the whole strategy of your newsletter sending and everything. Are you really selling yourself as a brand to me in such a way that I really get captivated and enticed and believe in your capability as a brand, that, oh wow, I think these guys are so good, and I think they are people I can trust with my next upgrade or with my next website update. And we know that it's more like websites have just like 5 years lifespan or something, and they have to like just redo it again. So I might, if you have marketed yourself to me in my email inbox in such a way that I really, really feel enticed and captivated by all that you have been sending and all of that, I will not think twice to like patronize you or reach out to you when next I need an update or an upgrade, because you have put yourself in that position where I see you as an expert in your space. So yeah, that's another thing. Then this is the webinar and podcast lead magnets example again. So this one talks more about how you can use your expertise to like impact knowledge into people, and how you can promote yourself as an expert in your field. So here is an example of a website, of a webinar registration section that we created for one of our clients, of course. So you can see that all you have to do is this is a call to action. So that's like a prompt that tells you to take an action or something. And just register here, and then you fill your information. And when you fill your information, of course, your email address is going to be there. So when you drop your email address with them, they get to send you like the link to join the session on the slated date, and then you can join them. And from there, they can sell themselves and just promote themselves to you as an expert in their field. And for you to want to join their webinar, it means there is something that they want to treat that you're interested in. And maybe it's going to help your career as a person. Maybe it's going to help you boost your career or improve your skill set or something. Yeah, whatever it is, you are the qualified lead. So with the right marketing approach employed in their email strategy, they are definitely going to be able to like get you to like sign up for their main course at a later time. So that's the point of having webinars or master classes. It's just to like get you in the door, give you a taste of what we have to offer, and then get you enticed. And at the end of the day, you might end up signing up for the main class. And this is something that I have actually had a first-hand experience with, right? Because yeah, basically that's how it works. So it's something I've had first-hand experience with. So when people tell you, oh, join our masterclass and all that, and then you join, and people are like, oh, wow, I can only imagine what I'll get if I pay for the main course or for the full course. And you see people reaching out and telling you, I'd like to take the full course and all that. And before you know it, you've been able to convert like 20% of people who attended your masterclass into your students. They've paid, so now they are paying customers. And it is very important for you to know that it doesn't end when they become customers, when they become paying customers, because people put more effort in acquiring customers than retaining them. So customer acquisition is not the only important stage when it comes to getting people to patronize you. You also need to understand that you have to learn to retain them. So customer retention is also very important. So after you give them value, continue to give them value for the money they have paid and for their time. Okay, so also now I would like to talk about coupon and discount codes. So this one is very interesting because we know how people love discounts. I love freebies. I love discounts. I mean, who doesn't? So here's the thing. When you're in business, you need to understand that you're not the only one doing exactly the same thing that you are doing. And you're not the only one selling what you are selling. So it is very, very important that you look for different ways that you can really, really get your leads locked. Yeah. So once you offer another way to like get people to drop their email address and then sign or subscribe for your newsletter is to just give them discounts. Tell them that, okay, drop your email address and we'll send and you get coupon codes right sent to your email address where you can purchase on our website at so price with the discount and all of that, maybe 10% off, 20% off, or whatever. So yeah, of course, I am going to drop my email because first off, I am even on your website because probably I want to buy a shirt. And then I see that you have a discount and you're offering, I see that you're offering a discount. I'll drop my email address. Even if I don't end up buying at that particular point in time, the more you market to me, the more you sell this value to me, I'll definitely end up purchasing from you. So the good thing about this kind of lead magnet is that it's not even like it has a more it is more effective because it gives you like that quick action that you want them to take. So it's not necessarily postponing or like if I have it in mind that, oh, maybe I want to buy this thing at a so time and you're offering a discount now, I'll definitely not want it to pass me by. I'll definitely not want to miss out on the discount. So let me give you an instance. Just over the weekend, someone reached out to me and said, he actually thought I was still working in the former organization where I was working. And he gave me a call and he was like, hi, I got an email and then it says you guys are offering a discount and I would really like to jump on this, but at the moment I am very occupied. So I will not be able to partake in this. But can I make payments now? Because I don't want this discount to pass me by. So can I make payments now? And then I can join you guys when I am ready. So the point I'm trying to make is this guy is not even ready to patronize this business at all. But because he is already a qualified lead, his email is already in the database of this said company. So they already have his data in their database. He is already a qualified lead, right? So they sell to him. Now he's about to be converted, but then they make it very fast, like super fast, because of course he might later sign up or reach out and make payments and become a paying customer, but they have been able to make it more faster and helping him make the decision faster by adding a discount to it. And now he can't even wait. He just has to make the payment. So if it works for your business that, oh, you can make payments now and yes, you can get your order later, right? Then great. But the point is you have successfully converted one of your leads into a paying customer. So like I said, this actually has a way of adding more urgency to your customers' purchase journey, because they will just be like, oh, I can't miss out on this, or I mustn't miss out on that. What if it's not available when I'm ready? All of that thought. And the same thing even happened to me when I was trying to make a purchase. I really needed this particular thing that I wanted to buy, but I always have issues with parting with money, especially when that thing is not really pressing and all of that. So what happened was that I now reached out to my plug and I was like, okay, do you accept installmental payments? And he was like, no, I don't. And I was like, okay, let me still go and try to accept the fact that I have to part with this money. So it was in the process of trying to make a decision of whether I should part with the money or whether I shouldn't part with the money that someone sent me an email. The same people who sell exactly the same thing that he sells. And they were like, guess what? We are offering an opportunity for you to buy from us and pay in installments. And there was no two ways about it. I was locked. And then that was how I was able to get converted by these guys without even trying so hard, without even trying to market to me. That was their first time of marketing to me. I have never come across them at all. So that was how this person that I've known for so many years lost the patronage that he would have gotten from me. So this is another way that lead magnets actually help you convert your audience, because already these guys have my email, right? Because I am a qualified lead. I want to buy from them, of course. How did they get my email? It was dropped on their website when I was trying to check websites that sell this, check websites that sell that. So now I decided not to buy from them, even though I was qualified. And that's because I already have my plug. But I just still went ahead to just browse about it and Google it. And then somehow, because of their marketing strategy that is top notch, they were able to convert me and snatch me away from someone who has already had me as a customer for years, right? So that's the point that I'm trying to make, that you need to understand that you're not the only one in this business. And because someone has been patronizing you for years doesn't mean they will forever remain loyal. So how do you get them locked and help them become loyal to you? That's by offering steady value, constant value at all times. So now let's get to the free trials section. So this is another example of lead magnets. And the good thing about the free trial is that it helps you get your customers in the door. You give them a taste of what you have to offer, like everything in its glory, like every aspect of your value offering, like every aspect of your product. They have access to all the features, they have access to everything for free for a specific amount of time. So this is something that is very common with software as a service companies. So basically what they do is they just tell you to like try their products for 30 days, and then you can pay and all of that. So, but there is something that I want to bring out of this actually. So you get to notice that when you're on a website and they tell you, use our service for 30 days for free, and then you can subscribe or pay for the premium package at a later time and all of that, they always still require you to enter your card details. This is where brands always lose me. Like all the software as a service brands, they lose me at this point, because I'm like, I said I don't want to pay yet, and you're asking me to still drop my cards, my card detail. What if I forget and then you go straight to deducting my money? Of course, I am not going to drop my email address. So it doesn't work on me. But then this image I have on the left is showing you this the option to sign up to get started with Tailwind, and then sign up for free without using your card or any. You don't even need to enter your card details or anything. You just get to sign up straight. And when your free trial expires, then you can decide to like enter your card details or not. The point is, brands that tell you to still go ahead and drop your card and enter your card details, even though they are giving you this thing for free, are still losing a large number of people, because yes, I really want to use this. Just like Doodly, I really wanted to try out that web app, but they were asking me to drop my card details, and I know I might forget to like remove my card details when I'm done using the free trial. And what if I am not really convinced? What if I am not really excited about your product? You now end up deducting. So I eventually did not drop my email address, and I believe this is something that is actually common with almost everybody. Like people just get discouraged when they see enter your card details, so they just like go ahead and not drop their email address or even sign up for free or whatever. So, but having a prompt that says you can get started for free without your card details, I mean, you are definitely going to jump on it. And if I end up enjoying every feature of this software, I will definitely pay for the premium package so that I can have access to all of this for my for my marketing efforts or any other reason why I signed up in the first place. So that is So another example is the cheat sheet. So this one is always like it's always like a way to give your audience a free guide or a free tip about how to do something. So let's say, for example, a digital marketer who is just getting started, or even if you're not just getting started, we know that lifelong learning is actually something that everyone should adopt, especially if you want to keep advancing in your career. You need to adopt the lifelong learning approach. So you might just come here and see something like this on your website, 52 heading hacks to like maybe get my blog to be opened more, like to get more blog traffic or something. I would definitely jump on this, right? So this is something that really works when you use it on your website. It is going to help you get people to drop their email address. And when they drop their email address, the marketing continues. And remember that for them to have gotten to this stage, for them to have signed up for this, it only qualifies them as your lead, right? You're not just gathering numbers of your target audience. No, these are really people who might end up buying from you. And don't forget to always sell value to them. Like, it never ends, because you might lose them at some point. So you have to always, at all times, sell value to your audience. Okay, so I would like to show you other lead magnet examples. So you can see here that even LinkedIn is still trying to get email of their target audience. So they still want to get more leads, because LinkedIn actually has a premium package, and of course, there's something that every marketer would want to use, right? So if they don't get to like connect with the serious-minded people, using a lead magnet like this, they are definitely not going to really get more people to like know about the value that they have in the premium package and how you can really use it to boost your marketing effort and all of that. So this is another one by Facebook, and this one says grade your Facebook marketing, so get raving fans. And yeah, outperform your competition. Who doesn't want to really know how they're performing? I mean, grading is really something that gets us at all times. Like, I want to know how I'm doing. Am I really performing well? What's my grade? How did I perform this month? How did I perform last month? Compare it to this, compare it to that, know why it worked this month, know why it did not work that month. So basically, this helps you to like really get basic idea, like an insight into what's really going on in the back end, and this will help you to like do better in the future. So yeah, this is another example of lead magnets. This one is in form of a pop-up, like a prompt that just comes up on your screen. So sometimes some websites have it like 5 seconds once after you get into their website. Some people have it like immediately their website loads, the prompt is going to just come up as well. So yeah, so different brands actually adopt different ways of displaying their lead magnet, and I'm going to get into that subsequently. So once someone, like a site visitor, has successfully dropped their email for you, yeah, when you show them when you give them that prompt of sign up for a newsletter to get this download, to get that download, and to get this ebook sent to you and all of that. So you are expected to like have a feedback message that will show immediately they are done signing up. And this feedback message should reach something like this: thank you for subscribing to our WordPress email, or yeah, for signing up for our ebook or whatever. And then check your inbox to start learning or to download, or yes. So it is very important that as soon as people are done dropping their email, they get a feedback message that tells them this. And you can also tell them to check their spam or their junk inbox. To if they don't get the email, they can just check their junk inbox. And yes, that also. So once you have the lead, what's next? So I have been touching this like gradually as I was talking. So I told you that it doesn't end when they get your email, when you get their email address. You can lose them at any point. And at this stage, say, you don't really have them yet. You have just identified them as your qualified lead. And this is your opportunity to now like market yourself, right? So this is your opportunity to shoot your shot. This is your opportunity to like sell yourself as a brand. So once you have their email address, the next thing is to shoot your shot as a brand. Okay. So and in shooting your shots, let me break this down a bit. In shooting your shots, you have to let them see reasons why they should buy from you, the benefits of buying from you. You can include social proof. Social proof is another way, and social proof is more like testimonial, where you get to show the people who have been using your brand, maybe they've used your product, and this is what they have to say. So people actually tend to like trust your brand when they see other people who are really using it, like real people who are patronizing you, real people who are using your products, real people. So social proof is something you don't just have to do on your website. It can be, you can put it up on your social media, because remember, social media is also another way to generate leads, right? So you can get them on social media, you can get them on your website. Just get a section where you show of the people who have used your products, who have patronized you, and who have good things to say about your brand. So it is very, very important for you to know that social proof is also something you need to add. So when you shoot your shots, make sure that you let people really, really see why they should be buying from you, because you're not just out here to like show off what you have to sell. So it is important for you to let them see why they should be buying from you. So when I talked about social proof, I am also talking about letting people see the benefit, because they say features sell, but benefits sell. So it is when I see the benefits of using your brand or patronizing you that I will really, really be motivated to buy from you. If I'm not really seeing it and it's all just talks, oh, we do this, oh, we do that, and I really see something that you've done, and I see like a real life demonstration of what you've done and all of that. So it's something that, and I, for one, I'm always skeptical about almost everything. So I want to like see a proof that, oh, someone has used it. I want to see a proof that people are really talking about you. They don't have to be too much. I need to see that real people are really, really using your product. So it is very important to like shoot your shots in a way that will tell people, that will show people your benefits and not just tell them about your features and all that. So what makes a good lead magnet? So your lead magnet has to have a highly perceived value. So I was talking earlier about how important it is to always constantly sell value to your audience. So if I am on your website and I want to sign up, and then of course you decide to use a lead magnet, so your lead magnet has to be something that really offers me value. You know your target audience and you know who you are selling to. You know the kind of people you want to patronize you. You know who you are in the market for. So how do you get them to pay attention to you? How do you get them to get interested in what you have to offer? You need to consistently sell value to them, right? It doesn't stop when you just show them this or you just give them your free ebook or something. You have to like constantly sell value. So your ebook or whatever the lead magnet contains has to really, really have high value. So the minute I see the title, I should really know that, okay, there has to be value in this ebook. I just have to download it. So if I perceive that there is value, I am definitely going to drop my email address. And once I drop my email address, that's your chance to like shoot your shot and market to me, of course. So yeah. So also another thing is instant gratification. So your audience are constantly looking for a solution to their problem. So, and yeah, we always just want the easy way out. Like nobody is ready to like waste so much time looking for this, looking for that. We just want something that will really take us straight to the point and then we'll just get like an answer to our problem. So you know your audience. So you need to know how to like speak to their pain point. Once you, like I said, you know your audience. So you basically know that I am providing a solution for this problem. So since you have identified the problem and you have your solution, you should be able to communicate the solution to them in such a way that they just know that this is what I am looking for. So if they also perceive that they are going to get immediate solution or immediate answer to their problems, they will definitely buy, they will definitely sign up. And then, yeah, that makes good lead magnets as well. So the last thing that makes a good lead magnet is that you have to like demonstrate your unique selling proposition. So I keep saying that when it comes to getting lead magnets and all, it all boils down to you trying to sell yourself as a brand. Because at the end of the day, you want to make sales, you want to boost your ROI. So the best way to do this is to actually make sure that your lead magnet demonstrates your unique selling proposition. How did these guys that later got me to patronize them and ditch the person I've been patronizing for years? They actually gave me, they positioned themselves in a unique way. That's by allowing me to pay for their product in installments. So this is actually another way that you need to like, another thing you need to adopt to like outperform your competition at all time, because every time you're uploading, every time you're marketing to your audience, just have it at the back of your mind that they are also speaking to your competitor. Like, yeah. So you need to understand that you have to constantly and consistently outperform your competitor. So offer value, and offer value. Look for ways that suit your kind of business, your kind of niche, and see how you can help your audience to really find it very, very, very easy, and to find your what you sell enticing, and then to get them to really get convinced and get locked with your brand. So top priorities for a lead magnet. So these are the priorities that a lead magnet should actually achieve, and that it has to improve the quality of leads. I've talked about this while I was talking earlier, that the lead magnet is actually a way you can filter through your audience, right? Everyone on your website does not qualify as lead. Yes, you have something on your website. I am here because I think I have something that I am looking for here. I will find something that I'm looking for here. Or that doesn't automatically qualify me as a lead for your business, because I might not sell. And it is very important for you to know that your marketing effort has to be narrowed down to people who will eventually buy from you, right? So the lead magnet has to really, really be something that will help you to improve your quality, the quality of leads, right? And if you do it right, it will definitely improve the quality of your leads from everything I've said earlier. Also, it is going to increase the number of leads. Yes, because having just newsletter or not even having it at all is just a bad idea. And then just having newsletter is not really advisable, especially now. So it is advised that you have a lead magnet on your website, because even as you market to them in their email, sometimes they get referred back to your website. And then your website traffic is increasing. So these are actually different ways that you can get your audience in constant connection with your brand. Always go back to your website, check if you have like new products uploaded on your website. You can just alert them, tell them that you can shop with this coupon. So you're not just, you're even adding another value to it, which is like a discount code. Tell them they can shop with this coupon code, and then when they get on the website, so definitely, yeah, they have to like go back to your website and they have to enter the coupon code to make purchase, and they will not want to miss out on the opportunity, especially because already they are qualified leads. You got their email through your lead magnet, which qualified them as your qualified, as your lead. So it is very important to also know that your lead magnet has to increase the number of leads. It also has to increase strategy effectiveness, which is what I've been talking about. Your strategy has to like increase the way you title your lead magnet. You have to have it at the back of your mind that it has to speak to their pain points. If it's not speaking to their pain points, it will be very hard for them to like find it valuable. If it's not looking, if they don't perceive it as something that is going to answer or solve their problem urgently, they might not see it as valuable, which means they might not drop their email address. So it has to be perceived as something that has high value. Okay, so it has to improve your ROI as well. So like I said, lead magnet helps you to like filter your audience and help you bring out the ones that are really, really qualified and separate them from the ones that are not qualified, right? So the minute you have the qualified people in your email pipeline, you are definitely marketing to them. And this will help you save a lot of marketing budgets, because you're not just marketing to a large number of people now. You just have your target audience and you're marketing to them. And this will help you to increase your ROI as compared to when you're just marketing to everybody in your audience. You just believe, oh, they are my audience. Of course, they might later buy. No, they might not buy. The chances are high if they are not qualified leads. So you have to be sure that you are really selling to people who will eventually buy from you. Okay, so they also increase web visitors conversions. Like I said, when you have a lead magnet, you stay connected with your audience, because they drop, the minute they perceive it as valuable, the minute they perceive it as something that's going to solve their problem, they drop their email address with you. This helps you stay in constant communication with them. And through that, you get to consistently market to them. And when you consistently market to them, these people become paying customers. So you have converted them. Improve lead data segmentation as well. I talked earlier about how you can have different fields depending on your industry. So when you're in an industry where you need to have more, when you need to like segment them, or better still, maybe your products, the products and services that you offer is actually for a diverse audience. That means you have to like have your form to contain more fields that will really help you to segment these people. Maybe male, female, age category, industry, and all of that. So yeah, I talked about that earlier. So if another thing that the lead magnet helps you to achieve is that it helps you to like segment your data. So yeah. So tips on how to create lead magnet. You need to give your lead magnet a suitable name. I already said it earlier that it is so easy to quickly convert your documents, maybe your blog post or a presentation slide like this. You can convert it into an ebook and you can upload it on your website. You might have like a video, maybe record a session where you're giving tips or something, and you can convert it, and then that's another lead magnet that works perfectly. So you can just say they can get it in their email and watch things like that. So yeah, with a very good and suitable name, I'm definitely going to see it as, oh, I think this is going to be valuable. I think this is going to solve the problem that I have. So I'll definitely end up dropping my email address. So when you keep it clear also, that's the content of your lead lead magnet. It has to be very, very clear. It has to be straight to the point. You don't want to beat about the bush and then end up losing your audience or something. So it has to be something that really, really is clear and straight to the point. Do not use vague words, do not use ambiguous words, and all of that. Yeah. So use actionable text as well, things that just tell them to take action, right? So depends on the action you want them to take, you can just add that to it as well. Then try painful buttons. So this is more like a design thing. So it's something like when you're talking about your call to action, right? There are some websites that have like the main action they want you to take will have the bold color, and that color is going to pop up. Then the action they don't want you to take will now have the faint color. So it's not going to pop. So let's say I want you to make a purchase on my website. The buy now is going to have maybe like a red color or a green color, like a color that pops very well. And then the back button, since I don't want to buy, I definitely want to go back. So the back button might now have like a gray color, something faint. So when you try the painful button, it draws your audience attention to that button, and yeah, it is also something that you should really, really adopt when you're trying to create your lead magnet. And then social proof as well, I talked about it. It is where you have people who are already using your product talk about your product. Either it could be like a video record, a recorded video, or it could be like a text or something. So yeah, you really want people to know that people are patronizing you, because these things actually sell more. I mean, it's more like word of mouth. And we know it's one of the best marketing strategies that you can adopt. And it's one of the best things that can happen to your business when people are talking about your business and spreading the word and all of that. So when you have videos like this or text like this on your website, it really helps you. So you also have to be open and honest with your message. So whatever it is you have in your content, that's your lead magnet. If you're creating an ebook, do not populate your ebook with things that are not really true. So you want it to be very true, and you want to really do your research and get your facts right, because you don't want to like bombard people with information that is not true or that is not correct. So yeah. So where can I place my lead magnet? So the lead magnet can be placed in different sections on a web page. So yeah, we have one that can be placed on the home page. So this is more like the most common one, and it can be on any section of your website. So sometimes it can be very close to the footer, sometimes it can be on the footer. That's the lowest part of the website where we have contacts and all. So yeah, it can be on the home page, like I said, any section of the home page. So it can also be like a welcome mat. So the welcome mat is like a pop-up, where when someone loads your website, immediately the site is done loading, the first thing that just comes on their screen is, yeah, it's going to be like an overlay. So it's going to like cover your website a bit, and then it will come up that sign up for our newsletter. So it is advisable that if this is going to be the case, the sign up for our newsletter thing should be a lead magnet and not sign up for our newsletter, because I have seen websites that have this thing on their page where once you load the site, the first thing that comes on your screen is just sign up for our newsletter. Already, I'm even pissed that this thing is showing up on my screen, and then you're just telling me to sign up on your newsletter, like when I don't even know if I'm getting any value or not. But when there is like a lead magnet attached that says they'll get this when they sign up, they'll get this sent to their email and all of that, it is something that really, really works. So you can have it as a welcome mat. So what qualifies it as a welcome mat is that as soon as it loads, as soon as your page loads, the next thing that pops up is the lead magnet. So another one is the exit intent pop-up. So I talked about this earlier, that as soon as there are sometimes that as soon as you want to exit a web page, the next thing that you see is a pop-up that tells you to sign up to get this ebook sent to you, or to get this video sent to you, or something like that. So this also works a whole lot, especially when I know that I have not been on that website for a long time. I'll be like, I did not really stay for long, so let me just drop my email and then, yeah, let them send it to me. So it can be on the top bar. So the top bar is where you have your home, about, contact, and all. That's the nav bar, the top part of your website. So yeah, you can also put your lead magnet there. You can also have it within your blog post. So it's works like the homepage of your website. So you can put it at any section, like especially in between your blog posts. So they can just see something like sign up to get this or sign up to get that. I am sure you have come across that a whole lot on different web pages that you have been on. So it can also be on the sidebar. So the sidebar is this section on your website, not the main page where the content is, but more like a side section where you have other pages that you can easily navigate to. So some brands also put their lead magnets by the side. So the sidebar can be by the left or by the right. So yeah. And then the footer, I already talked about this, can be at the lowest part of your website. So the traits of a good lead magnet. So a lead magnet actually delivers value before asking for money. So if you have been following everything I've said, so if you have a very good lead magnet, you know that you are giving it for free. The lead magnet is not something that requires them to pay to get or sign up, pay and do this, or no. It's something they get for free. And it is just an opportunity for you to get them in the door and sell yourself to them as a brand so that they can see the value that you have to offer. So the value is available only in exchange for a visitor's email address. Of course, that's what makes it a lead magnet in the first place. I mean, I am giving you, I want to get this from you in exchange for this from you. So basically, that's what qualifies it as a lead magnet. And then we have your visit. It has to be something that your visitors can consume immediately after transaction. So it's not that once I am done signing up for this ebook or for this video that you promised to send, I'll not have to wait forever. It's something that has to be delivered to your audience immediately. So MailChimp has this Autoresponders service that they integrated in their service. So as soon as you just connect it and do what you have to do, once someone fills the form, they automatically get an email sent to them, all thanks to the autoresponder service that they have. So it automatically sends an email. So sometimes within 5 minutes, it's already in your inbox. So it has to be something that they get immediately after they sign up. So, and it has to be that you're not deceiving anybody with the content that you have in your lead magnet as well. So you are trying to provide your leads with useful stuff. So make sure that it is really genuine information that you have there, and it's not just you trying to just sell yourself by every means possible, and then you have populated your content with things that are not really fact. It will make you lose your audience, and they will not have trust in your brand. So your gift helps leads discover additional benefits of choosing your brand. So I said this earlier, that the lead magnet is an opportunity for you to stay connected to your audience and to consistently sell yourself and your value to them so that they can see reasons why they should buy from you and not your competitors. So basically, in conclusion, make sure your lead magnet is tailored to offer a value related to your niche, related to what you offer, related to the service you provide or what product you sell. The bribe should simply give your site visitors something they need or may be interested in. From professional tips and data to basic entertainment, offer a free exchange, and that's it. So yeah, it is very important that you tailor your content to suit your audience needs. And because this brand is doing it this way, doesn't mean you should do it that way. You need to consider your audience, you need to consider your niche. You need to understand that this is what I do, and this has to be me speaking to the pain point of my audience. So even when you're trying to get inspiration from other brands, be sure to do something that really, really works and suits your niche. So this brings me to the end of my session. I hope you have really learned something from it today, and I'll take questions now. Thank you. Hi, can anyone hear me?
We can hear you, Wumi. If anyone wants to ask a question, please unmute yourself and ask the question.
If you have a question, let me know.
Hello. Thank you for.
Hi, Wumi. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm very well, thank you.
Um, all right. Can you hear me clearly? This is Agnes.
Yes, I can hear you, Agnes. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Thank you for this session. My question would be about brands that do basically say a real estate brand or a medical brand, but they give just not just the treatments or those things you cannot say submit your email for free trial or something. They can't get their injection or drugs from the website directly. So how can you generate leads considering brands like that?
Okay, for a brand like a medical brand, just like you have said, the best thing they can do is actually to give tips on how to stay healthy. So maybe exercise that you can do, fruits that you can eat to keep your heart in good shape, things that you can do to make sure your liver is in good condition, things like that. So the more you give tips like this, the more you get to like let your audience know that you are very good at what you do. So they can either have like a lead magnet that gives a detailed tips on how to care for your health, right? Maybe first aid treatment for home accidents. You can just have a video like that. And let's say I end up dropping my email address, maybe after dropping my, let's say I drop my email address to just get that ebook on how to do the first aid treatment and all of that. You can consistently now tell me about other ways that I can care for myself and tell me that you offer consultation. It can be free, it can be paid, but then you can also have like webinar where you talk about health related issues, what people should do, the fruits that we can eat to do this, the veggies that we can eat that helps us to do this, what works for your eyes, like things that you're doing that's affecting your eyes, things like that. So what you should do, the do's and don'ts of the medical field, basically. So these are the kind of things they can cover as a medical brand. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yes, it does. So basically, to be clear, they should focus more on giving, maybe their blog should be very, very tight, and then they should give maybe ebooks on medical advice, right?
Yes, you should give tips on medical advice and things like that. Yeah, you can
All right,
also
thank
have
you.
webinars. Yeah. Does
Okay,
anyone else have a question?
Yeah, I have a question. Thank you.
Okay, hi, Taiwo.
Yeah, thank you. The question Agnes asked earlier is practically speaking about a company I work for. So so we've been looking at adding values, and we discovered that most of the times we send newsletters, like we send emails, we tell them about some health tips, we refer them to our blog and the like. And we discovered that most of our active users, they don't open their emails. So we like what you said you have to study your target audience, you have to study where they are mostly present.
Yes.
So we really try, and we thought probably email will work, and we discovered that it's not just working. So, and we've tried other platforms as well, but they are not really responding. So what would you advise in this kind of scenario?
Okay, so if I get you correctly, you're saying people, the main thing here is that people don't open your emails, your newsletters, right?
They really do.
Okay, so you got these people via your website? Yeah. Or how did you get them to subscribe to your email newsletter?
Via the website.
Via the website. And your website, did it just say sign up for a newsletter, or you offered like a value to them to get when they sign up?
Yeah, we told them about the value we offer, they sign up.
Yeah, but basically what you said is just sign up for a newsletter, right?
No, not specifically. We told them to sign up for a newsletter to get more health tips.
Okay, because hi Taiwo, because what I think from what you're saying, right, is that these people might not, it's either your heading, like that's your subject, your email subject is not really speaking to their pain points enough. Maybe it's not really addressing what they would want it to address. So you might want to look at that. And also, I talked about having quality leads in your email. So it's not about the quantity or the number or anything. It has to be people who are eventually going to like patronize you. So you need to study your audience very, very well, right? So it is very, very important that you study how you have been drafting your subject. That's your email subject. So it has to be something that will really prompt your audience to want to open. Because basically everybody is concerned about their health. Like, I mean, I want to be hale and hearty. I want to be in very good condition, of course. So there are some things that you have to do. There is a way you will send your email to me that will make me open it. And there is a way you will send it to me that will make me not open it. Even though I am very, very interested in being in very good health condition. So there is a way you're going to draft your subject. So because if I don't open it, I am not going to know the content. So here you're even saying they're not even opening it at all. So you might want to look at the subject and make sure that it's something that really, really shows them that that really conveys a message that speaks to their pain point. Because if it's not conveying the kind of message you want it to convey, they will end up not opening your email. So
yeah, I think in addition to that, you also need to look at the send times. And sort of look at what are the times that people are actually opening the emails, and then fine-tune those times with actually sending out your emails. So if you send an email at, I don't know, 8 o'clock in the morning, most people who may fit your target demographic will probably either be on the way to the office or just getting to the office. So that may not be the best time for them to sort of look at an email, right? So you need to look at what times are they actually opening your emails, the ones that are, and then sort of align that. Also, I think one thing that everybody has to be clear on is that when it comes to email, right, open rates are very low. You're never going to get really super high open rates, right? So if you're using a tool like MailChimp, for example, MailChimp has a benchmark that you can look at where it shows you what the open rate for the industry is, right? So you benchmark your open rate versus the open rate for the industry, which means that if your industry open rate is 17% and you're doing 20%, you're actually doing really well. It just means that you then need to figure out how do you use those emails to convert customers, and how do you build a funnel to increase your reach, right? Because it means if you have 100 people on your mailing list and you're doing 20%, 20% is 20 people, right, that are opening your emails. That is probably not enough to build a customer base, which means that you then have to increase how many people are on your list, right? Because if you have 1,000, then it's 200 people opening it. If you have 10,000, it's 2,000 people opening it, right? As long as you retain that 20%. So I think those are some factors that you need to, sort of keep at the top of your minds, that even though people subscribe to an email list, open rates are still usually below 25%. And that also plays a big factor in, sort of you saying people are not opening the emails, right? That open rate percentage is really, really important. And then obviously, like Umi said, your subject matter, the actual content, right? How many people that open it are actually engaging with that content? Does that content lead anywhere, right? Is there something more for me to read? Is there an action for me to take, right? What exactly is it that the email is doing for me? Those are things that, sort of impact your open rate and your success with actually doing successful email marketing.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the response. Thanks a lot.
This was great. Like the session was well detailed. Like you took it one step after the other, and I'd like to really commend like how detailed you took everything step by step, every example and everything you put into the content. And I'd like to say thank you. Well done. Great delivery.
Thank you. All right, I think I'll end the session now. Thank you all so much for joining.
Thank you, Mommy.
Thank you, Mommy. Well done.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Bye.